Hey guys, it's Fusion What Ifs here, and today we're going to be doing What If Asta was Satoru Gojo's reincarnation. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be my summer so special. So I haven't uploaded in a while, I had school this whole week. Plus I was going to upload it on Friday, but I had to practice on Friday because I had language classes on Saturday, which is today. So, yeah. Oh, I hope you guys enjoy my new, it's going to be like my new kind of profile pic that's going to be on whenever I'm going to start recording now. My cousin drew this again. Props to him. So, yeah. He's not going to be down in the comments because, he likes to keep himself discreet and everything like that. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Something so special. Hella hyped. And, yeah. What can I say except play my intro. Now that's done, let's get straight into it. We start off with Satoru Gojo, and this is when... Actually, no, let's start off with Sukuna this time, actually, yeah. I've already recorded this before, I just haven't uploaded it, because, yeah, I kind of didn't want it, I scrapped it. So, yeah, technically we go on to Sukuna, and right now, Jogo kind of miscounted, right? Jogo fed Itadori 8 fingers. I'm pretty sure it's 8 fingers, right? But Itadori in this timeline has already eaten the other 12. So instead of, just being like, like a, I'm pretty sure it's like a 15 finger Sukuna, it is now a whole 20 finger Sukuna. So Sukuna is now revived, right? And Sukuna, he doesn't really do, like, teamwork, honestly. Like, we've seen it before. So instead of, thanking Jogo or any of that, he just straight up kills Jogo. And just killing everyone else there. The person, the cursed spirit who's controlling... Actually, yeah, you guys have read the manga, then skip forward a bit. But yeah, the cursed spirit who's controlling Geto, the guy who's controlling spirits. Yeah, it realizes that, it's kind of fucked. So, he has to release Gojo. So that's what it does. And he does that. But sadly, I'm going to say the seal was meant to... I'm going to say it different time. It's not only meant to chapter, it's also meant to, drain him of his cursed energy. So right now, he's only at 50%. Right, a good 50%. So, yeah. So, Geto, while doing this, midway, dies to Sukuna. But, Gojo does get freed. So, they start fighting, they're going at it pretty good, they're in some good hands. And, I just probably asking, how the hell is Sukuna hitting him? Oh, yeah, domain expansion, and also he's gonna have the Curse Spear of Heaven. Why? Because I gave it to him. So, technically, that's what's happening. And Gojo, he's holding his own pretty well, Right now, it's just about domain expansions. And I'm going to say Sukuna falters for, for a tiny second. But that screws him up completely. Gojo manages to pull off the Infinite Void and Hollow Purple. And, yeah. Satoru Gojo's, Sukuna's officially dead. Before he did this, he got stabbed directly through the heart. I'm going to say, yeah, he got stabbed directly through the heart with the Curse Spear, inverted Curse Spear of Heaven. And he's running very low on cursed energy right now. So he can't use the reverse cursed energy technique, right? So he's also dying. And this is when Sukuna's like, for once, someone's proven worthy to fight against me. Satoru Gojo, how would you like to be reincarnated? And Satoru Gojo's like, I don't need to. You see, these other kids are gonna lead the new generation. There's no need for me here. And then, he's like, I wasn't asking. So, he reincarnates Gojo. But, because, I'm gonna say he does have, a special, curse technique, that's reincarnation. Because, if you had your old body blown up, just dissipated besides 20 fingers, then you've probably seen, or, been to the afterlife once. So, yeah. He does that, but instead of reincarnating him into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, this actually reincarnates him into the world of Black Clover. And this is exactly how Asta is going to become Satoru Gojo, the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. So yeah, if we're in the backstory, let's get straight into it. I'm not going to nerf him, per se, but, he's not going to have, domain expansion off the bat, or Hollow Purple, nah. like off the bat, like that's just too strong. Like he is gonna be very strong. Don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna have the main expansion of color purple. Not now, at least not yet. So technically, what happens is reincarnated into Asta. Asta's mom gives birth. I can't remember her name. If you learn it in the manga, I just can't remember it because she has this weird. Actually, it's a manga spoiler, so skip ahead if you haven't heard. But yeah, technically, she has a condition that makes her suck up mana around her. So yeah, she decides to put Asta in a church to save him from mana absorption. But that's because he doesn't even have any mana to begin with. So yeah, it's not gonna work. So she really could have just kept Asta, but she didn't know that. So yeah, and it just so happened while he was dropping Asta off, there was also another one, So he drops her beside she drops him beside then she leaves. During the night, obviously father opens the door because that's the father of the church. He opens the door and he sees Asta and he takes them both, and they're he's relatively calm, and Asta's kind of like Candy, he's pretty excited. Our father decides they're probably orphans, and he decides to name them, right? He goes to name but he sees like has this sort of like writing on his shirt that says so he's like okay, I'll just name you Then he turns to Asta. Asta doesn't have any type of writing like that, so he just names Asta. And then when he names Asta, Asta starts giggling a bit. He grabs father's hand because I didn't say father's finger because his finger was close, and Asta just smiles a bit. Time skip 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. During this time skip, Asta has shown paralysis in everything. And I mean everything. He's been good at everything, right? Because he's so good at everything, he doesn't really do anything, right? He usually quits midway because he wants people who work hard to actually, succeed, and not him. So he doesn't really wait, give me a few seconds. Yeah. He doesn't really do much per se. He helps around the village, like helping, but he doesn't do like any games or anything like that. He does play, but he doesn't really try. He likes let people who who work hard to actually do such things, right? And yeah, he's also at the age of 4. I mean, I'm gonna say 5. Yeah, he started to kind of understand or awaken his cursed energy. Yeah, I know it's a bit late, but still. So yeah, he's starting to kind of understand it. He learns he can reinforce his body and if it's punches, and even reinforce his attributes like speed, strength, agility, jump power, like all of that, right? And he's always he has special eyes, and these eyes seem to help him sense people, right? He's never really had to look far. He could always just sense them, and it's his eyes. He also figures out that his eyes also help him control cursed energy, or that's what he's dubbed it, because he tried showing this to father and sister Lily, I must say, but they couldn't sense the magic. They couldn't sense any magic, right? But they could feel something. They could feel something immense. They said that even if this isn't magic, it seems to be some sort of energy, but he has a lot of it, right? And he gets a flashback. He just used the words cursed energy. No pictures, just cursed energy. And he decides to call it cursed energy because it's a pretty sick name. He doesn't tell anyone about this yet, but he just keeps it to himself. 6. I'm gonna say this is when Asta and go to get something from the other village, right? While doing so, they deliver something. They come back. While coming back, it's snowing, and they run into this man who's obviously been drinking, right? And he, or I'm gonna say, bumps into him, right? And gets up. He says sorry, tries to walk away, but the man being drunk and all is like, damn, bruh. Then he sees his magic stone, because I forgot to mention, does have his magic stone. And he's like, they could probably sell for a lot because this guy's pretty desperate. So he's like, you brat, hand over your necklace. It's like, no, pretty calmly. And then he's like, I wasn't asking. And he starts to throw a punch, but then I'ma say uh, Asta, kind of just slaps it away. This kind of sends the man, a bit to the, I'm gonna say, right, the right of Asta being the left of him. So, he gets pissed. He starts using magic, which is very fucking irresponsible. But yeah, he starts using magic. His magic is a sort of water magic. Yeah, low tier water magic. So he goes. He makes like a water ball, and just shoots it at Asta. And yeah, Asta. I'm gonna say this was like probably like pretty fast. He didn't expect the guy to actually use magic, so he fires up pretty fast. And he can sense the energy in the ball because I'm gonna say his eyes also let him sense magic, and all that. So he does have magic sensing. So yeah, he can't really move out the way fast enough. And even though he's only been training with Chris Energy for a year, I'm gonna say he hasn't even like fully mastered it, right? It does take a while for him to activate it. So he's just standing there. What do you want?
Me not using from the force.
Nope. Leave now.
We all sign.
Leave. I can go. Close my door. Bye. Come back here. God damn. I'm sorry for that interruption. So sorry for that interruption. I'm trying to do a video, but I really can't. Whenever they always fucking interrupt me. God dang. But anyways, let's get back. So this time we get to another flashback, right? And it's of this guy just saying the word infinity. And he doesn't say this.
Do you want hot dogs?
Sure.
How many?
2.
Okay.
Thanks. Never mind, my sister's pretty cool. She's making me hot dogs. So yeah, let me back this. Infinity, alright? And that's exactly what he thinks. And from thinking this, the water ball just stops in front of him, right? Completely. This gives him enough time to move out the way. And when he does move out the way, it continues to move forward and smash into a building, right? It doesn't make any dents, just explodes into water. And, the guy's like confused. He's like, oh, what was that, brat? Or first, can even finish that sentence? Asta, cursed energy in his fist, his whole body, pulled up, hit him. This dude gets knocked out of him, and he passes out. Cause guy's pretty weak. So yeah. And then he turns towards and then turns towards him, and says something like, I won't let this ever happen again. I'm gonna be the Wizard King. And then I was just like, me too, dude, me too. They fist bump, make their promise, then they go back to the village. Time skip 4 years. Yeah, he's 10 now, and he's only learned 2 things. He's learned that his ability he's kind of perfected infinity, right? He's perfected infinity. That's for sure. So yeah, he can learn how to do infinity. But he can't keep it always active, right? He can't leave it active, or he can't do what Gojo does, right? Filter it. He can't do that yet, because remember, he hasn't mastered the reverse curse technique yet. And he's gonna master it now, but he hasn't mastered it yet. So yeah, that's exactly what he does. While going into the forest, because I'm gonna say, he hunts and all that, he meets an abnormally strong boar. Yeah, like just a random big boar, and this shit goes ramming straight at him. Right? He uses infinity to kind of negate it. He jumps over and he goes for an upper, like a kind of axe kick. This is when the boar catches him lacking, somehow hits him with his tusks. I can't even say the damn shit. Tusks, and it goes directly through Asta's stomach. Well, yeah, both of them go through his stomach, right? And he's in massive pain, right? And he's causing him. He's like, shit, I can't die here, not to this. And then this is when he sticks, I'ma say, his hand out. He sticks his hand out, and a sort of blue ball starts to form. he's concentrating his cursed energy into this blue ball, into like a ball, but he didn't realize it was formed this. Then in his head, he gets another just a name, right? And she shoots out the blue ball while saying, "Cursed technique, lapse blue." And when this hits the boar sort of condenses. Technically, it condenses, and I'm gonna say like a few pebbles and a few branches and leaves come up, and it's just this like ball of boar and something else, right? And he defeated the boar, but remember, he's still dying, right? So kind of like what he did against, kind of what Gojo did against Toji Fushiguro, cause yeah. Also, I'm kind of pissed. You guys never told me that Megumi's last name was actually Fushiguro. I was saying Fushiro, so I was probably sounding like a fucking dumb idiot. But yeah, Fushiguro. So Fushiguro, kind of he kind of jumped Gojo, stabbed him multiple times. So this time he does exactly what Gojo does, right? He channels his whole being into just mastering the reverse curse technique, because he has been playing off it a bit, here and there, but he's putting his whole being into mastering it, and he does. And he kind of gets high off of it. He's excited. He can feel so much power. He can feel his control has gone up. Because 6 eyes, and it feels exhilarating. He's like, I really did just heal myself, didn't I? This is amazing. And then while he's on his high, he starts to try to do what he did before, right? But this time he reverses his technique, right? And this time it forms, instead of doing blue, it's red, right? And he gets another flashback, right? What's not really a flashback? It's just a name that pops into his head, and he says it: "Curse technique, reversal red." Curse technique, reversal red, and it explodes around him, right? And this covers, I'm gonna say, a good 10-meter radius. That's like pretty fucking good, bro. A good 10-meter radius. And everything there is just kind of like blown. Even the floor kind of, the trees are. And he kind of just falls down, like a bit tired, not too tired, a bit tired, because he has been using a lot of curse energy. And yeah, let's time skip another 4 years, right? Now, officially, you see the headband that, Asta's wearing in this picture that has the black bowl mark. Yeah, he doesn't have the black bowl mark yet, but yeah, he doesn't have the black bowl symbol yet, but it's just a black headband. He puts it over his eyes, because as time went on, he realized, he's able to see well, a little too well, right? It's getting in his way of, actually using his eyes. So he covers his eyes, and everyone's kind of confused how he can still see, but Ada let it pass. And yeah, this time Asta has completely mastered curse energy and the reversal technique, and he's also learned a bunch of stuff. He got this something like an actual flashback, right? It's a flashback of the Gojo head before Gojo, right? Like during Jujutsu Kaisen world. And this is what I'm explaining is like, you're part of the Gojo clan, and you've inherited 2 special traits that only come about every 100 years: the 6 eyes and the limitless. The 6 eyes is relatively easy to explain, so let's start with that. It's very hard to be born with the 6 eyes and limitless at the same time. The 6 eyes allows your perception to increase, for you to be able to see miles and miles away, and it also helps you with your curse energy control, making the amount that you waste or even use 100th decimal easier, honestly. So it's amazing. Then we have the limitless. The limitless has 3 basic forms that are known relatively throughout the world, and yeah, let's explain them. The first and the easiest form of limitless is infinity. It lets you bring the concept of infinity into reality, putting a sort of infinite space beyond you. So when someone goes to attack, his hand is still technically still moving, but it seems to have stopped. Then we have another one, which brings the aspect of convergence into the world. Curse technique lapse blue. By shooting off this blue ball, you could technically make a sort of black hole that sucks everything in. The world's trying to correct itself, so it sucks everything in, kind of like a black hole. Then, if you flip it, because you can flip your own curse technique. It's something not relatively known, but you can. By using reverse, positive energy, that's what it's called when you use the reverse technique. By using positive energy, you can actually reverse curse technique lapse blue and bring forth the aspect of divergence, reversal red. This can be shot out in multiple ways, either around yourself or as a beam. It brings forth the aspect of divergence, which is technically push, right? And that's pretty much it. And there's another one, another form, and this is called curse technique halt. And this is when the flashback stops, right? He doesn't get anything beyond that flashback, so he's kind of confused because he realized that there is more. Because the guys say the three well known. What's the fourth? Like is there more? He's intrigued, right? So over the years, he has also mastered, I'm going to say Limitless. He has mastered Limitless and Infinity. He can now do what Gojo does, right? He can make it so that anyone with negative intent would, actually not be able to affect him. So, they'll just, be pushed away. They wouldn't be able to touch him. So, he's learned that because, he constantly has positive energy flowing through his head. And it's not really bothering him because the six eyes allows him to do it. So I'm gonna say it's the day of the grimoire. Grimoire, I forgot. It's the end of the grimoire selection, whatever. And everyone's excited because they think that both and Asta this time will get it because they have seen Asta use Limitless, right? Like they have seen, people have tried to bully Asta. They know that Asta is not only athletic, because he haven't say he still does do like his regular training, like those 5,000 handstand push-ups. Like, bro, my dude stacked. But anyways, he is still buff, and his hair, he does look like Asta, but he's taller for one, and his hair is more. It's it's more of a whitish gray than a gray, so he's kind of whitish, and it's more unruly. He still has that one giant of hair at the top, but that's simply what's gonna happen. And they think Asta's magic is gonna be gravity magic because what they've seen him do, because they've seen use curse technique lapse blue once, but they've never seen him use reversal red because he's never had a reason to use reversal red before. He's learned or mastered those two already, so they go there, and there's the wizard. He's like, time for you guys to get your grimoires. Time for the grimoire selection, yada yada yada. Let the grimoire selection begin. And then grimoires start flying to everyone. Everyone's hyped. Then this other grimoire comes up, right? This grimoire that's shrouded in a golden light, and it comes down to it has this majestic light green cover, and it's a 4-leaf. It's like a commoner with a 4-leaf, and then it's like I'm going to become the Wizard King. He says this, and he just looks at Asta, and Asta hasn't gotten his grimoire yet. Everyone else knows this, and you don't have your grimoire. And Yuno's confused. He's like, how the fuck does Asta not have a grimoire? And then also he sort of just loses a bit of curse energy. Because, he is still kind of Asta. Still cherry and all that. Not as loud. But, so, he can get pissed. But, he still has his regular smile. His regular Gojo smile. And then, this regular curse energy attracts Asta's grimoire. From one of the shelves, a rumble starts to kind of break. and from, the inside of it comes a grimoire. A grimoire is shrouded in black, with a black aura and a red outline, and it floats down to Asta. And when Asta gets it, he notices it's a 5-leaf. And no one else notices this, but everyone's like, he does have a grimoire, but why the hell is it so dirty? And then Asta turns to just nods his head, right? They both open their grimoires, and then charging this like massive wind blast, and everyone else got pushed away, and everyone's like, what the hell's going on? And then Asta opens his grimoire, because they're testing out their magic, and then from there forms a sword, and it's this big black sword. This is the Demon Slayer sword, right? So he pulls it out, and he can sense a sort of cursed energy. He can sense it's kind of like cursed energy. It's the same, but at the same time, it's not. So they both kind of pull up, and then shoots the massive wind blast, and then Asta just throws a slash with a sword, and the slash negates the wind blast. And I'm saying he shines like a bit of cursed energy into this. So, this kind of made the anti-magic react. So he threw an actual anti-magic slash. But, it wasn't a strong one. So, it dissipated right before it hit, kind of cutting a hole through his shirt. Putting a slash through his shirt, but not through his skin. And then, he also just turns to he just cracks a smile. And then, Ozo's right. She's like, it seems that you weren't left out, Asta. And then, Asta's like, better believe it, And then, they just walk out, all swag and shit. I can't believe I actually said swag. But okay, never mind. While walking out, gets jumped again by, the chain mage. And obviously, Asta was, kind of like practicing again. So, Asta senses, his magic spike, because, he has amazing senses. And, he also says someone else's magic spike. And then, he's like, oh, what the hell? He's like, could probably handle this. But, just in case, he kind of just runs over there, like jogs. So he gets there, and he sees the guy, and the guy was like, it's you. Yeah, you have a pretty interesting grimoire, even though it's dirty. It could be stolen for something, too. So, he throws, a chain at Asta, and then, Asta dodges, right? He dodges this, and then, Asta pulls up, and, he just goes for cursed magic enhanced, cursed energy, I just like cursed magic, cursed energy enhanced punch directly at the chain mage's stomach, right? But I'm seeing a chain catches him. Also didn't notice this. Why? Plot. You don't notice everything else, but besides this. So yeah, and then chain mage starts playing. He's like, do you know that these chains will also allow me to sense magic? And fun fact, you have none of it. And this kind of just ticks Asta off, right? And then, he's still holding his gentle smile, but the aura around him is dangerous. It forms into a sort of devil with red eyes. And this is when Asta, summons his own grimoire, right? And he pulls out the sword. And then, he just holds the sword up a bit, right? And the sword seems to grow. It grows just a tad bit, just like an extra 5 centimeters, but it grows nonetheless. And this is when Asta just deadass just swings it. And this hits the chain mage. And the chain mage goes flying. But as he goes flying, another kind of wave comes in. This being the anti-magic. So, he goes flying, then, an anti-magic slash comes at him and hits him. It's kind of like the divergent fist that, Itadori mastered. Because, he did get flat right, that divergent fist, he, did technically teach that to Asta. To Itadori, so yeah. He does know how it works. Because, the divergent fist isn't really a personal curse technique, like anyone can learn it. Technically, it's just lagging your cursed energy behind your punches. It shouldn't be too hard in theory, so yeah. So, he does that. And then, chain mage goes on, and then, he just, he just goes down, he finishes, also turns towards you, and he's like, come on now, how did you get jumped? And, it's like, oh, shut up, Asta. But, he's like, Still, I'm gonna become the Wizard King. Okay, that time didn't count. And Asta's like, okay, okay. I hope to see you there. They go into the church. Everyone's excited. They wish them both good luck this time. And yeah, they move on. They train for 9 months and they meet up at the capital. During these 9 months, Asta has sort of mastered the anti-magic. He can throw anti-magic slashes now, but he can't throw but he can't go into the black form, and his sword doesn't seem to grow anymore. Why? Plot. It will grow later, but not now. I give him too much control. So he has been figuring out. He thinks that there's something inside his grimoire that isn't supposed to be there, but yeah. Anyways, he also knows that his grimoire is a 5-leaf grimoire. So he has been researching about 5-leaf grimoires.
Come in. Can I come in?
Nope.
I bought your food.
Nope. Put it on the table.
What?
Put it on the table.
Okay.
That's my sister again, okay? She's very nice. Please, we've made it this far. Put hashtag good sister in the comments below. But anyways, yeah, he has been searching about 5-leaf grimoires. He hasn't found anything yet, but he thinks that he's getting closer, right? He has heard this one myth, about 3-leaf holding, hope, something, 4-leaf holding good luck, 5-leaf may hold a devil. And he kind of heard that myth somewhere. He's not completely sure, but he kind of gets the idea. And yeah, they reach the capital. And when they walk, like I said before, Yuno's outfit is like the same height as right? And then everyone's like, "Dang, do you see them?" He's like, Yor's like, "Hey, I might dash a smash." Yeah. But anyways, they go through. Asta's not really amazed. He still has a smile, but he's not really amazed, right? So yeah, they move on, and they get to the line. So they grimoire registration, right? And from there, the guy registers grimoire. He's amazed at his 4-leaf grimoire, kind of disgusted at Asta's 5-leaf, because not because of the 5-leaf, but because it looks hella dirty. So yeah, and yeah, let me continue. They got onto the thing. While they're walking to the stadium, Asta bumps into Yami this time again, right? Yami is like, "Damn, brat, watch where you're going." Right? He goes to go put his hand on on Asta's head to kind of lift him up, to put him face to face. But before he can, he gets stopped by Infinity because he sees that as a threat. And yeah, Infinity did actually activate during the chain magic because the chains didn't really touch him, right? It just was like around him. It didn't touch him, it was just around him, and yeah. Okay, let me get back. Yami's intrigued. He's like, "Brat, what are you doing?" And Asta's just like, "Yeah, it's just regularly like that, okay? Like, I'm not gonna explain it to you because I have no reason to. So yeah, but he just walks away. Yami, was gonna grab him, but whenever he tried to grab him, he felt like an invisible wall was stopping him. So he's even more intrigued. And, he's like, "Finral, this one might be interesting." And then Finral's like, "Aye, Captain, I'm gonna go grab some chicks." So he goes off. From there, we get to the first stage, right? The anti-magic bird stage. And from this, what can I say except... Yeah, what can I say except, no magic birds pull up. Because technically, they do have evil intention. They want to go peck at Asta. So, they get stopped by Infinity and they just go away. Except, what's her name? Nero. Yeah, that's another. Actually, no. You guys have watched the anime. You guys already know who Nero is. So yeah, Nero pulls up. Still in bird form. And, she gets to nap on Asta's head because she has no actual bad intents. She just stays there, and then he's like, "I'm gonna keep you." So yeah, that's what happens. Next one is the broom riding. I'm gonna say Asta. Like Asta can fly, remember, right? Because you can create a sort of like gravitational situation where he is able to fly, but he doesn't want to do that. Right? He wants to see the personalities of the captains, right? So he just grabs the broom and he just stays down there. So he gets 0 in that test. Next one is the projectile test. And actually, Asta brings up his sword. Everyone's surprised by this big huge. He's like, what are you gonna do with that sword, right? Asta swings and a big, like not big, but a decently sized black slash. That's what he calls it. A decently sized black slash pulls up and it cuts the target in half. Everyone's impressed. Sort of the captains, kinda. Then we go to the fighting stage, right? Seki still fights Asta because he thinks it's gonna be easy. So Seki pulls up and he goes with his regular bubbles, bronze magic protection offensive shield, right? And then Asta just to flex, right? He owns up, he's just there, right? Because no one can sense magic from Asta, so they're like probably a peasant. None of them really excited, but Asta pushes off, right? The ground does crack under him, like a lot more. Cracks under him a lot more. He doesn't even summon his grimoire, right? He just brings his hand up and he punches it, right? This causes it to shatter, and for him to land a direct hit to Seki's gut, launching him into the wall. And then, he has the usual smile. He's like,
Is that you?
No. Third time. But anyways, yeah, he's like, that was easier than I thought. And then he just walks away. Then selection pulls up, right? And from the selection, there is first, right? He gets all captains. And then, he gets all the captains like before. And then, he picks the Golden Dawns because, easiest way to get to the Wizard King. Then we have Asta next, right? When he comes up, no one raises their hand for him. He's kind of confused. Like, everyone except Yami. And then, he's kind of confused. And then, the captain's saying he's there like, we can't sense any magic from you. And you can't fly. You're going to be a liability. And, Asta's just like, okay. If that's what you think. And, he's like, I guess I'm going to go with the Black Dawns then. And then, wait, what was I going to say? Yeah. Then, while getting off, instead of, walking off, he just flies off. Everyone's in brains is like, wait, he can fly without a broom? Captains were like, wait, he can actually fly? And, I was like, I was just going to see how you guys were going to react, but, hey, seems it was kind of worth it. Plus, I was going to pick the Black Wolves anyway. They're kind of my style, a bunch of misfits. But, hey, even misfits can be the strongest. And then, he goes over to Yami up in the stands. Because I'm going to say he does. Why not? Then while they're leaving, Yami's like, kid, what's your magic? And then, Asta's like, my magic is anti-magic. Yeah, anti-magic. That's a good name. It's like anti-magic. It's like technically the magic to negate magic. And it's like, that's some freaky shit, bro. And he's like, I know, bro, but that's not all I can do. But hey, I'll tell you if I really want to. So yeah, that's what happens. And from there, Finral opens the portal and they walk through. When they walk through, they get to the Black Bull's hideout. And when they get to the Black Bull's hideout, they meet everyone, right? Look, they're all going crazy, and then Yami's like, stop breaking shit. He slams down at the wall, breaking even more shit. And then Asta just thinks like he's breaking even more shit. But yeah, anyways, Asta goes to introduce himself, saying, I'm Asta from Hodge Village. Actually, yeah, he says my name is Asta from Hodge Village. Actually, no, call me, yeah, Asta from Hodge Village. Wait, fuck. Sorry. He says, my name is Asta Gojo from Hodge Village. Why is he taking the Gojo name? Because, he kind of figured that, that was like his clan. So, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go by that name. So he says, his name is Asta Gojo from the Hodge Village clan. From Hodge Village. But you can just call him Asta. Everyone's like, my name is Luck, Vanessa, Charmy, Gordon, Ghosh, Magn. That's pretty much it, technically, right? That's like the people we know for now, right? Look, ask, if he likes to fight, Asta says, yeah, I enjoy a good fight. And then, he's like, that's cool. And then, Magnum's like, so I see you're part of the Black Bulls, but before you can fully join us, you have to go through the initiation test. He's like, initiation test? And, Magnum's like, yes, the initiation test. First of all, let's go outside. They all go outside, and there they see Magnum, ready. And then, it's like, to get this coat, you're gonna have to go through the baptism. Like, baptism? What the hell? Like, I'm from a church and all, but, like, baptism. It's not what you do when you're, like a newborn. He's like, it's gonna be different kind of baptism, right? And, he summons his fire bat and his fireballs, right? And, he's like, you better either dodge, block, or counter. And then, he starts just dead ass firing them and he's he's like baseball swinging them at Asta. Asta doesn't even move, and everyone's like, dude, you're gonna get hit. Well, not everyone, just like Vanessa. But yeah. Then, before he even hits him, right, it hits his infinity, and it's like, Yami's like, it's that thing again. What is that? And then, he's thinking that in his mind, he's intrigued. And then, he's kind of, suspecting Asta, kind of. Because, yeah, and all of that. But, he's not suspecting Asta, what I'm talking about. I'm just speaking bullshit. But, yeah, anyways, Magnum's like, you seem to be doing good at going against those other small fireballs. How about this one? And then, he kind of summons, his best attack, which, that, flame, that big one, the one. And then, Asta, this time I'm using Infinity, he grabs his grimoire and he pulls out a sword. Everyone's confused, kind of. But, he puts the sword on its flat side, he hits it, right? And it sends it directly by at Magnum, right? Magnum, before he can blow up, he stops the spell. And, he turns to Asta, and, he walks towards Asta, right? But Asta says, he's not coming with any negative emotions. Because, when he touched Asta, he actually touched him. So, he's not coming with any negative emotions. So, he's like, dude, that was amazing. Seems like you really are a Black Bull. He gives him the coat, and, Vanessa, offers to put the Black Bull insignia on, Asta's sort of, face mask. The headbands here covering his eyes. And, he's like, sure. He gives it to Vanessa. His eyes are still closed, Then, Vanessa asks questions like, why are your eyes closed? And he's like, my eyes kind of mess up my perception, right? Like, they let me see pretty fucking far. But, as they got older, they got stronger. And, as they get stronger, it starts to get annoying. And, everyone's like, can you show us your eyes? And, Asta's like, sure, why not? He opens his eyes, everyone sees the most beautiful blue eyes ever, right? Even Ghosh is like, damn, this could rival Marnie's. Like, Maria is Marnie's. I can't remember what name Ghosh's sister is, but yeah. So he's like, this can even rival that of who's it called? Even rival that of what's it called again? Ghosh's sister. But yeah, he closes his eyes and he's like, yep, I'm gonna close them back. They kind of hurt. I've heard a lot of people know that. Then everyone's like, they look pretty. Pretty. Like, they look really, very pretty. And he's like, yeah, thanks. I've heard that a lot. He says in a sort of cherry mood, and then he goes back inside. That's all for now. This is gonna be like a very, very, very long what if, because I've missed. I missed like 2 weeks before, maybe it was 2 weeks, I remember. But yeah, I'm gonna probably record what if like another one shot. So yeah, it's gonna be a Naruto one shot this time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one very very, very much. That one's gonna be like a one shot, but I'm gonna be it's gonna be the normal 2 months. Instead of giving it the normal 2 weeks, and have 3 weeks to get up to 25 likes. No, to get up to 20 likes. I really want to do this one, so please like and subscribe on my other one shot about Naruto. It's gonna be about luck. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and without further ado, peace out. I hear a voice calling, telling me to risk it, asking if I can go in the distance. Hear it with a passion that I cannot deny. My heart is swollen from the tears that I've been crying, but the rest of the world ever smiling, burning with the courage that I'm dying to show. When the peace I know when I say goodbye, write a story of a hero. I didn't wanna say I protected you, cause you would never weak. I'm number two. You're stronger than I've ever been, and you mean more to me than you know. I have changed myself since the day I yelled about how you go on by yourself. So you had to laugh. I should tell you that I'm afraid that I'm all alone. It's kitchen and biting, impossible to breathe. I'm all my thefts are trouble left, and I can feel my heart aching. I feel it, I need it. It comes the blood that beats. If only I could touch it. Enough that it's mine for keeping. Da, 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 da. I hear a voice calling, telling me to risk it, asking if I ever go in the distance. Hear